Hey everybody, Agent Fluffy here. This is called Dashomon by Lurks-no-More, and it's based on Rashomon. So, expect to hear different sides of the story if you don't know what Rashomon's style is. Let's get started. Rainbow Dash's story.
You want to hear how an Iron Applejack became an item, huh? Well, okay, this is how it went. I've been having lots for her for a long time, and why not? She's tough, she's cool, she's honest and reliable. She's got these green eyes, the color of spring grass when you look at it from far above. So bright, you feel like you could just free fall in them. And ooh, boy, those haunches. The only problem was I wasn't good with this emotional stuff. Still aren't really, but lucky me. Applejack doesn't mind most of the time. Soon I've fooling around with willing fillies before, but the only time I tried anything more serious with some pony I've been burned bad, and it left me kind of wary. So I was trying to go at it in a roundabout way first, hoping to get the hint or something. That didn't work out too well, and I almost ticked Applejack off when I accidentally crawled into her third time in a month. So I made a tactical withdrawal, and Dash never retreats, and tried to figure out what to do, but I was getting nowhere. Like I said, I'm not too good with this stuff. I was sitting at your cute corner one evening, bouncing ideas off Pinky, and getting it bounced back twice as weird, when I realized I was being a coward. Yeah, you heard me right. I, Rainbow Miriam Dash, the pony who faced every threat and every problem head on, flying at it, through it, and past it, was sitting on her cowardly butt and trying to come up with a way of saying I love you without having to actually say I love you. When I finally admitted that to myself, the rest went easily. I sent Applejack a note asking her to come see me on the Greensward Hill, just to the east of our family farm, at noon on Friday, 3 days later. Why 3 days, you're asking? Oh, because that was the minimum time I needed to rearrange the weather schedule so it'd be a beautiful day. Pinky got all excited about the whole thing and wanted to come along. I was kind of dubious about that. This kind of thing's a private affair, you know. But she was so happy and cheery that I relented. If she just keep out of sight when Applejack was there. And a good thing I let her come too, but I'm getting ahead of the story. Anyway, I got busy with the weather. Had to swap Thursday schedules with Saturdays, but it worked out nicely. And eventually the Friday came, looking real splendid if I'd say so myself. At half past 11, I was on the hill waiting for Applejack. I gotta admit it was the most nervous since I've been in the Best Young Flyers competition. Pinky was being very Pinky, bouncing around and telling how happy she was for me and asking if I was excited because she was super excited and so on. Eventually, I got her to calm down a bit and she hid herself behind one of the big oaks that grew on the hill. And not a moment too soon because right then, Applejack trotted up the hill and came over to me. I guess she was looking the same as always. Orange coat with those sweet little freckles, golden blonde mane, and tail tied up with red strings, and her old cow pony hat on her head. But to me, she looked better than ever. Hey, Rainbow, she said in the cute accents of hers. I got your note saying you have something to discuss with me today. She said and looked at me with those big green eyes. I almost lost my cool then and there, but somehow I managed. Yeah, there is this one thing, I said and launched the little speech I planned. Ever since Twilight came to town, I've been thinking a lot about friendship. You and I, we fit together real well. Much better than I and Fluttershy. Even though I've known her all my life, I think we can be really special friends. More than friends, Applejack. Her eyes widened even more and they started to sweat a little. You see, I noticed you haven't gotten any guys in your life. No stallions you're dating or pinning for, and I I've been thinking that maybe it's not because he don't want any pony in her life, but because he don't want a stallion. I drew in a deep breath and threw what little caution I had left in the wind. That you like me, Applejack, because I love you and I want to be your girlfriend. And I really, really want to kiss you right now. That was it. I was a rainbow now. And if she didn't swoop in, I'd crash again. My heart would end up flattered in rarity if I hadn't caught her. And she smiled and blushed and nodded just a tiny bit. And I was safe. I stepped closer, my wings spreading with excitement, and kissed her right on the muzzle. She tasted warm and sunny and apples, just as I thought. And it felt so good and right that I wanted to go on forever. And just then, just as our lips broke apart, she drew a breath to speak. I heard Twilight's voice. Hey guys! What's going on here?
Pinkie Pie's story.
Oh, you heard Rainbow Dash's story about how she and Applejack got together? That's good, because it means now I can tell the real thing and not spill a secret. What? You thought her story was a real thing? Oh, don't look so glum. I'm not laughing at you, silly. I'm laughing with you. Because you see, that story is how Rainbow Dash think it all went. But it's not really how it really went. Lying? Dash? Nah, she's not a liar. Dash may beat around the bush, exaggerate her role, embellish the truth, imply things, overstate and understate stuff, forget parts, and generally play fast and loose with how it all happens. But she never lies, not on purpose. Honestly, would I lie to you? Ah, you're catching up. Oh, of course I would, if I made it for a better story. But not this time, and that's a pinky promise. Cross my heart and hope to fly, stick a cupcake in my eye. Right. Here's how it all really went. She was sitting on a shirt cute corner one night, slurping sarsaparilla floats with double syrup and extra sprinkles, and being all gloomy-doomy Dash. I knew what was ailing her, of course. She always got the grumps after she tried to build up the courage to tell Applejack she was all lovey-dovey over her, and failed. It's funny, I mean, weird, funny. Not silly, funny. Not such a brave pony always get cold hooves when she tries to tell some pony stuff like that. Anyway, she was telling me about her latest plan to catch Applejack's eye, and boy was it a lousy one! I can tell, because I'm an expert at lousy plans, and you want a good plan, you got to see Twilight. She's good for those. This one was a real stinker though, and I told her so, several times. It's just some additions that were so silly, I was sure she realized what a bad idea the whole thing was. No, I'm not going to tell you what it was, except that it involved dressing up as Bloomberg. As if Applejack couldn't tell Bloomberg from any other tree in Equestria. So anyway, the closing time was coming and Mr. Cake was making impatient faces at me behind Rainbow Dash's back. So I asked her, but Dash, why don't you just go and ask Applejack out for a date? Or a fig maybe, if she doesn't like dates. And you can ask Sakura for some coconuts if you want to be exotic. She just looks at me all sad and frowning inside. Oh, Pinkie Pie, you're so random sometimes. Then she got up and heaved her floats and left, which makes Mr. Cake happy at least. But I wasn't happy, because Dash wasn't happy, and she's my friend, and I want all my friends to be happy. So I decided it was time for me to take matters into my own hands. That's why I wrote that note to Applejack, pretending I was Rainbow Dash, and asked her to see me, I mean Dash, on the Greenwares Hill. Then I ran out, dropped the note in the post box, and came back to close the store properly. Next day, when I told Dash what I had done, she freaked out completely. She went all pale and began to quake and shake and babbled about what if Applejack didn't come, or if she came and hated her, and how she had to leave Ponyville and live the rest of her days in the Everfree Forest or something. It was so silly, I would have laughed if I hadn't been my friend. So I told her to calm down, and asked if she could keep a secret. Then I told her that Applejack was really into mares too, and they were best of friends already, so everything would work out just fine. Oh, you want to know about how I knew Applejack was a Billy Fooler? Well, here's a secret, and I really hope you can keep it secret, because if Rainbow Dash ever hears about this, I'm going to have a rain cloud hanging over my head for months. You swear? Good. I didn't know. Yes, I mean up. Oh, it was all for the greater good, you see. I figured that if Applejack was a filly fooler, then she and Dash could become a couple, or just cuddle up and have a little fun, and they'd both be happy. And if she wasn't, well, poor Dash would be hurt, which wouldn't be so nice. But Applejack would be kind about it, because she was her best friend after all, and it wasn't like Dash wasn't unhappy already. So the Friday came and Rainbow Dash was worrying herself sick, and I tried to calm her down. I made sure to come along because I knew that if I was there, she wouldn't try to run away at the last minute or come up with some silly story to cover it all up. And I was so proud when Dash finally managed to open up and tell Applejack she loved her. And then they kissed right there. It was so cute. I went all ooh and aw, really quietly so they didn't hear me, of course. And then Twilight Sparkle showed up and asked what was going on. And that silly clueless way of hers. I can't figure out how some pony is so incredibly smart. Seriously, Twilight's a certified genius. I think her genius diploma for Candlelight U. There's Princess Celestia's official seal and all. Can be totally stupid at times. It's a mystery. Now, Applejack and Rainbow Dash were surprised. I mean, you can't expect any pony to stay alert and watchful when you're finally kissing some pony you've been yearning after for Celestia only knows how long. And I should pay attention to my knees getting all wobbly, my eyes starting to twitch. That's a surefire sign that some pony's coming, but I was a bit distracted too. Anyway, Applejack was looking at Twilight all wide-eyed and blushing and looking cute as a button if I say so. And Dash was blushing too and trying to fold her wings down. And I just knew she was going to say something so stupid she'd be regretting it for the rest of her life. It was time for Auntie Pinky to come to rescue the young lovers. Actually, Applejack's a couple of years older than I am, but it's the spirit of the thing.
Twilight Sparkle's story. You wish to know about my part of the courtship of Rainbow Dash and Applejack? I was there at a critical moment, it is true, and my contribution to their present love and happiness is that I did nothing. For you see, I could have spoiled everything for them there and then, right at the beginning of a beautiful relationship. How, you ask? How could I, with no malice or ill intention towards either of my friends, have broken a bond between them? Would not Rainbow Dash's fearless loyalty overcome every obstacle? And would not Applejack's honesty and confidence withstand anything? Well, it's not that simple. Let me explain. Imagine a river like the one that flows through Ponyville. It's not a very big river, but it suits our purposes. Do you know what it would take to dam or move across the course of the river? It would take tons and tons of stones and sand and earth and the hard work of dozens of ponies over a long time. Yet if you went up through the ever-free forest and into the Swayback Mountains where our rivers begins and sought it at its source, it's just a little creek where you wouldn't even wet your fetlocks so you could step into it. How much would it take to divert it there? Not much at all. Perhaps just a carelessly placed hoof would suffice, knocking a loose rock into the creek, damming it, and encouraging it to flow into another direction. It's the same thing with other matters, including love and friendship. I have been researching Ponyville's history. The exact issue, although interesting in its own right, is not important here. It was headed out to Sweet Apple Acres in order to talk with Applejack about the matter. She knows quite a few things that have been passed down in her family and not been able to find in any of my books here at Ponyville Library. As I was getting closer to her farm, I noticed some pony on top of the hill on the other side of the road. Even at a distance, I could tell it was Rainbow Dash. Her appearance is unmistakable. And there, on the path towards the hill, was Applejack, just the pony I saw. Thinking nothing about joining two of my closest friends unannounced, I turned away from the road and cut through the light woods toward the path. I must assume that Rainbow Dash's attention was focused on Applejack only, because I reached the summit quite unnoticed by any pony. Now I freely admit I am not the most socially adept pony. I'm introverted, cerebral, and slightly neurotic when things get out of my hoops. But I'm not entirely clueless, no matter what Pinkie Pie might say. Or if there had been in the middle of something more delicate, I would of course have made a hasty and quiet retreat. But when I saw my friends, the scene was entirely innocuous, or so I thought. Applejack and Rainbow Dash were standing close together, facing one another. Dash's wings slightly flared. "Hey guys, what's going on here?" I asked, just curious of what my friends were up to. The effect of my words were interesting, to say the least. Applejack looked at me with obvious surprise, her face flushed for some reason, while Rainbow Dash took a quick step back, almost a jump in fact. She too was blushing, and her tail twitched in a very agitated manner. And that's when I realized I stumbled into something I really shouldn't have. I'm a modern, urban, well-educated, and liberal pony. It should be obvious I have no problem with marriage-loving mares in a society like ours where we make up 2/3 of the population. And herd marriages of olden pony days have fallen out of use. That's just natural and reasonable. However, I may be a bit too skeptical about suggestions there are any particular mares are more than just good friends. It took me the longest time to realize what was going on between Lila and Bonbon. For example, possibly it is because of certain nasty rumors about the exact nature of my relationship with Princess Celestia. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. What mattered was I had obviously intruded in the lovers' meeting, and now I had somehow extricate myself before I offended either my friends, or worse yet, one of them could offend the other. Yes, I do mean Rainbow Dash by that. She has many wondrous qualities, but tact is not one of those, and she has the fortunate ability to say the worst possible thing in the moment and causes the most damage. If the love between friends was a river, I'd just step my hoof in the right at its source. As I stood there, my smile turned fixed as I frantically tried to think of a way of excusing myself without seeming forced. Pinkie Pie appeared from somewhere, the way she always does. I'm still not sure what she did there. My best guess is she had followed her good friend Rainbow Dash without Pegasus Pony's knowledge, thinking that her intimidable talents might somehow be useful. And she was right, as she so often and so frustratingly is. She came in straight at me, babbling some nonsensical story about glowing rocks she had found in the forest yesterday, and asking if I could help her recognize them. I tried to hide my relief as I allowed her to lead me away from the scene I incautiously interrupted. With my metaphorical hoof out of the river and back on the dry land, things progressed in a proper way between Applejack and Rainbow Dash. The most surprising element about the whole thing is that Pinkie's glowing rocks are not only real, but in fact rather interesting. Pieces of moonstone that have fallen to earth from the moon. I turned most of them over to Princess Luna, who was the pony best equipped to make use of them, but I kept a few pieces for my own research, including 2 beautiful shard-side beads and necklaces that I gave to Applejack and Rainbow Dash when I finally made it official. Applejack's story. Well now, y'all, you heard 3 versions of what went on between me and Rainbow Dash back when we got together. I think you deserve to hear my version of the whole thing, too. I don't make the claim that this one's a real truth, mind you, but it sure is one truth. My truth. The thing about honesty is that most ponies think it just means telling things like they are. That's part of it, sure, but just a part. Knowing when to speak and when to keep your mouth shut is another important part. And I don't think it's ever been more clear to me than it was back then. You see, I knew very well that Rainbow Dash had a crush on me. I'm not an idiot after all. The way she kept showing up at the farm, napping in the apple trees, or dropping by to buy something at the market almost every day, cracking a joke or boasting about her flying. It didn't take me very long to figure out what she wanted from me. I wasn't unhappy with it, not at all. See, I figured a while ago that my stable doors swing both ways, so to say. So I was just flattered at some ponies, nice, beautiful, and taking interest in me. Yeah, Rainbow's just not brave and loyal and pretty fun. She's one of the most beautiful mares I've seen. Sure, she ain't as sophisticated and polished and well-groomed as Rarity, but she's got a great body. She's lean and tough, the way those muscles ripple on their flanks when she flies. I tell you, the sight of it makes me all weak in the knees. But as far as things went for a long while, I began to get a mite frustrated with Rainbow. I'm a practical gal for sure, but I still like to be courted, and Rainbow wasn't getting anywhere with it. So I started dropping subtle hints that I was interested, and hoping for her to make a move. But I reckon they were too subtle, or she was just too thick-headed to figure it out. Then she started to crash into me by accident. The first time was actually pretty fun, and we got a nice little tumble on the ground together. And next time the newest was going out of it. I didn't mind much. And the 3rd time, that's when I realized she had no idea how to go ahead. Or she was sissy going to ask me out. Either way, I was mighty disappointed, but I decided to give her some more time. Rainbow always seemed to need a bit longer to figure the stuff out, I noticed. Then I got the note, and I was happy as a hippo. Finally, Rainbow was making her move. I even showed it to Big Macintosh. He's not only my brother, you see, he's just about the most level-headed and thoughtful pony I know. I asked for his opinion many a times, and he never gave me bad advice yet. That ain't Dash's riding, he said, making me crash right down to earth again. It's Pinkie Pie, so I've written off for her invocation. I didn't bother asking if he was serious. Big Nat's not sort of putting a joke about something like this. But he ain't infallible, so I didn't run out of town to kick Pinkie's face in as much as I was tempted to do so. Over the next couple of days, I calmed down again. Even if Mac was right, and this was written by Pinkie instead of Rainbow, she meant well. Pinkie's weird and random full of pranks, but she ain't mean. I owed it to Rainbow and myself to go and see what it was about. I could always toss Pinkie in a lake later or something. So I groomed me up the best I could, put new ribbons on my mane and tail, and head out to meet her. And there she was, waiting for me on top of the hill. Rainbow Dash made my heart leap, I'll tell y'all. Hey, Rainbow, I said. I got your note saying you had something to discuss with me today. She looked real nervous today. It might have been funny, but to me, it's just adorable. Then she started talking. It was rushed and a bit clumsy and nervous, just like she was. Finally, Rainbow shut up and looked at me all anxious-like she was really dreading I told her to take a hike. Instead, I smiled at her and gave a little nod, and then she was there, right in my face, and we were kissing. I may have been more the mature of us two, but I admit I didn't have much practice with kissing. I practiced with Brayburn back when we were just foes, and there was a few times at Carmel as a harvest dance, but that's it. And I never kissed a mare before. You reckon it ain't no different, kissing a mare or selling? But it is, at least to me. Rainbow sure know how to kiss a mare. And then, when he finally came up for a breather, what do I hear of not Twilight Sparkles piping up old Charlie like next to us? Rainbow stepped back like she'd been stung by a bee, and I was kind of startled myself. It ain't that I'm ashamed of being who I am or liking other mares. That's the sort of thing you gotta tell your friends on your own time. So there I was, racking my brain for something to say, and so I just stood there like a lone buffalo with that stupid grin on her muzzle. Rainbow's face was blushing redder than her eyes, and she was looking ready to fly away any second now. And just then, Pinkie Pie came out somewhere and practically tackled Twilight. She was talking about a mile a minute as she led her away, hoop full of her shoulders. Then, just as they were vanishing behind the curve of the hill, she looks back with this huge grin, and believe me, I mean huge for Pinkie, and gives us a wink. I waited for Rainbow to get her wits back, wanted her to speak first. "Say my Pinkie Pie," she said with a weird look on her face. "I guess letting her tag along my second best idea today." "Oh, and just what was your best idea?" I asked, smiling, batting my eyelashes at her. Rainbow's answer had no words, but sure was eloquent and long, and it satisfied my curiosity real nicely. I can tell y'all that. When I had my breath back, well, Twilight would have said I started a dialogue with Rainbow. We're getting along famously these days. We're happy, and so are friends and family. It ain't no frilly frou-frou storybook love we got, though. Rainbow still as lady and fly, and she loves to rile me up. And I'm still to my proud and stubborn. At least I didn't learn love to get riled up, if y'all catch my drift. We share most things these days, but I never told Rainbow that I knew the whole time she'd been tasting me, or I knew it was Pinkie who wrote that note. Like I said, knowing when to talk and when to keep your muzzle shut is a big part of honesty. And that goes double for a happy relationship. Well, I hope you enjoyed my first Shipfic read. And this has been Asian Fluffy, and I'll see you guys in the next fanfic read. Maybe it'll be another Shipfic. So, I hope you guys enjoy. Bye-bye. Actually pretty fun, and we got a nice little tumble on the ground together. And next time